Would you like to join an antiquarian in following an abandoned Roman road, finding surprising evidence of far more ancient people along the way, plus tantalising clues from a Stuart monarch that this road's demise was more recent than we might think, and do all of that before Sainsbury's deliver the shopping? Would you?
Yes? Well, that's good, because that's the film I've made. I'm at the start of our Roman road hike then, and I think possibly I have a bit of cut into Aga there. What do you reckon? I mean, it is, yeah, it's on the right sort of alignment, so maybe the Roman road is showing itself a bit there. This looks like a sort of a scoop, doesn't it, that's been quarried out at some stage. Now, looking the other way, we get this fantastic view. Down the sort of wall line is roughly following the course of this Roman road, and you can see how it is aiming dead straight towards the gorge, the T-Bay Gorge, the Lune Valley Gorge, where ultimately we have the fort at Low Borrowbridge, the destination in that direction of this road.
This is the section of Wicker Street we are going to walk today before Sainsbury's arrive. It's Margary 7D, and it links the fort at Low Borrowbridge to another fort at Kirkby Thore. And we only know that due to LiDAR, because north of here the road has pretty much completely disappeared. And actually for over a century it was believed that the road was going to Brotham rather than Kirkby Thore.
So I think our Roman road is closer to the wall line than this. I suspect this is later. Oh, it's always hard, isn't it, trying to work out where that Roman road actually is. And it's the same for our onward journey. You can see the route is clearly well used as it climbs up onto Crosby Ravensworth Fell. But it's a bit wobbly, isn't it? And the ground is so sort of lumpy and bumpy that it's difficult to work out any sign of aga and ditches there. But that's the general sort of direction of our Roman Wicker Street. That's where we're off to. So many grooves running up this hill, it's difficult to know where the true line of the Roman road is. If you're anything like me, you'll find this so rewarding, following an abandoned, derelict Roman road, trying to work out the course of it. But it's not just about the history of the Roman road, it's also very much the other stuff. And as we're going to see if we're successful here today, this Roman road takes us through multi-periods of history. And that's what I love to explore. Terrible camera work there. Some interesting stones, and you know, it almost looks like a ditch over there as well. Really confusing to work out where the actual Roman line is. So the current track is there. But just over to this side, look at this ditch here. And then there's definitely sort of a raised, looks pretty aga-ish to me. And then the remnants possibly of a ditch there. So, you know, possibly the Roman road here is, well, I don't know, what is that? 10 metres or so, actually sort of off the line of where the path is now. I mean, this is part of the problem here, I suspect, is quarrying. Just over there, there's a fairly modern quarry. I suspect that this road has been used as a means to get up onto the fell and quarry it for centuries. Don't let me disturb you, ladies. Now, I'd love to tell you that I've dropped down onto what I think is the truer line of the Roman road, although it is yet another quite convincing option. But the truth is, I'm really scared because there are some very big cows actually up on the main footpath there, and they have been looking at me. Trick them. Anyhow, my conclusion is that I think as we climb up the side of the fell here, I think we've actually got multiple lines of the road, you know, marking centuries and centuries of use, with the road sort of shifting about due to various factors. Now we do have, hopefully if we find it, we do have a really interesting indication of how relatively recently this road may still have been in use. Hope we're going to find that. Oh, Jesus, they are following me. Right, let's see if I've shaken them off. Oh, for God's sake, no, they're coming. There they go. Buggers. Won't leave me alone. So, they are on the Roman road, the rough line of Wicker Street. I love that, Wicker Street. Street always tells us Roman, doesn't it? But I am actually leaving that temporarily, not just because I'm frightened of the cows that are using it. We're heading off down this way. I'm really hoping I'm going to find something which is very interesting, but apparently difficult to find. Even more so when one is in fear of one's life from cows. Now, I don't want you to be scared, gang. I may call you gang, mayn't I? But our friends, the cows, are up there. I took a wrong sort of turn and I've had to double back, bringing me back closer to them. They are mooing a bit, but I'm hoping I've managed to sort of stealthily circle around them. And I think I'm now on the right path for the, what I'm hoping will be a real little surprise and treat. Let's see if we can find it. I think we're safe now. I'm safe now. Somebody asked me the other day what my favourite type of video was, and despite all this shenanigans with the cows, this is my favourite type of video, because today I am going to go and see a number of things, actually. Not just one thing, a number of things that I have known about and wanted to see for ages, but I never have. So these are firsts for me today. So perhaps that's a bit selfish, but that's my favourite type of video. But of course I get to share it with such esteemed company as your good selves. And that includes member shout out, Tall Trees 8, a new feature. Now, I'll probably do this with some sort of map overlay because I can't really see the line of the Roman road over there. So I'll show you on the map where I am at the moment. So you can see I'm quite some way off of this sort of rough track, which we think is loosely following the line of the Roman road. But I am sort of parallel to it. And if I find this thing, I am going to find it because I've just seen it, then I'll share with you how people have interpreted it and see what you think. How wonderfully English is that, having something like this out here in what is the middle of bleeding nowhere. Now, there is an inscription on the rear side of it, but it's badly worn. But fortunately, you lot have me here to tell you what it's all about. This was erected in 1861 by Thomas Bland to mark the site of what they call the King's Well. We are here at the source of the River Livnet. And the story goes that in January 1651, King Charles II, having just been crowned in Scotland, stopped here on his way south to recharge supplies of water. Now, things didn't work out as he'd planned. He ended up losing the Battle of Worcester, didn't he? But allegedly, apparently, this is where he stopped for his water supplies, and thus the monument. Now, I have got to say, I wasn't quite expecting this. I presume this very old concrete here is actually covering the King's Well, the source of the water. Actually, there's some nasty cracks in it. I'm facing so many dangers today. I guess our main point is that if Charles II used the well here in 1651, it somewhat suggests that Wicker Street was still in use as a major route at that time. Now, in the scheme of things, of the timescales we're normally looking at on this channel, 1651 to today is nothing, is it? And yet, as you will see, if I haven't mentioned already, I never know the final sequence of these things, we're following the road sort of loosely by tracks across this moor with reasonable confidence that we are on it. But further north of here, it is completely lost, and throughout much of the 20th century, there were massive arguments about where it was even going. And yet, if we go back to 1651, it was here and good enough, sufficient for Charles II to use it as a way to head south to be roasted at Worcester. This video is not going to plan. I am miles off of track. I only have today to get the footage in the can. We have lots of family stuff planned. I haven't missed a Sunday upload for over 2 years. I am feeling the pressure. I followed the path back from the Charles II monument to that hut so I could rejoin the Roman road there without ploughing through all the heather and snakes and the like. The cows were waiting for me. So I decided to do a short, what I thought was a short detour. And I've ended up on top of Longscar Pike amidst the ruins of a completely devastated round cairn, late Neolithic, early Bronze Age, something like that. It's meant to be a video about a Roman road. So far, the Roman road has hardly been in it. I can see the cows down there. So I'm just going to have to try and hack across that way and see if I can rejoin the road down there. Oh, I did go past on the way up here some amazing ancient farm buildings of some kind with their stones bleached white by an eternity exposed to the sun up here. Wonderful. Massive detour completed. So that is the line of the Roman road that I should have come along. But those cows were really mooing. I think you'd have done the detour as well. Now, on the map and on the ground, you can see the bridleway is going there. However, the Roman road is here. I can't see any sign of agger, just some tracks suggesting that somebody still uses it. But that is the way we're going to go. Incidentally, the Charles II monument is just down there. In my timeline, I left the Charles II monument about 2 hours ago. Anyhow, we're going to crack along here now, and I'll bring you back, as they say, when we get to the bit on the map where it actually says Wicker Street. Okay, I've brought you back sooner. So that is the line of the Roman road across the moor here. You can't see it, can you? Let me spin the camera around. And yet here, I think it's clear there. Can you see it? This is what you get on this in these sort of moorland landscapes. You look at it and suddenly it reveals itself. There's something about a slightly different colour and texture to the moorland grass there. I can see the road clearly there. You might think I am mad. But there we go. You know, in 1651, this road was still good enough, clear enough, well maintained enough, presumably, for the would-be king of England to come charging down it. The Roman road has now re-established itself as a track. That's pretty much bang on the Roman line. No real Roman characteristics to see. But just over there, I can see a post, which is our next destination. Roman road. And there we have Wicker Street cairn, a prehistoric burial cairn, much damaged by an unrecorded excavation, but I love that. So when they built the Roman road along here, they just passed respectfully to the side of that. And that's quite interesting there as well. I presume that is the foundations of some form of roundhouse, just the other side of the road from the cairn. Just a quarter of a mile or so off of the line of Wicker Street, we have this little beauty, a wonderful prehistoric survivor. White Hag stone circle, a little Bronze Age circle, 11 boulders. As much as it pains me to leave White Hag Stone Circle, I need to get back to Wicker Street, and I'm going to have to forego wandering further out that way where there are further cairns and settlements, but they can wait for another video, can't they? We need to follow Wicker Street now. We need to get back on Wicker Street. There's two key things I want to show you, and time is running out for that Sainsbury's shopping delivery, and I'm not going to let my missus down. You rejoin me on Wicker Street, which is now at least clear on the ground in terms of it being a track that is obviously used. Can't really see any Roman characteristics, but it passes by this sort of dramatic limestone outcrop here with a couple of trees growing out of the crevices. Interesting to think that, I wonder how many trees there were there when the Romans built this road. But you know, when I look at this, just a grassy track, and you think that this was still in use as a road in the times of Oliver Cromwell and Charles II. It's just astonishing, isn't it? But up ahead we do have something quite visible, and that might end up being the last thing that we get to look at today. But onwards. Now this is very interesting as we come down to approach the Beck crossing. I am in a ditch. Just look at the width of this Roman road here at this point. Bear with me, it might take my old legs some time. Another ditch. So we are looking, as we come down to the Beck crossing, a phenomenally wide Roman road. Now, it may have been like that when it was constructed. We must never underestimate the variation in British Roman roads. Some of them were really wide. But I think what we're looking at here, bearing in mind Charles II used this road, it was still in use in the 1600s, you're just looking at the effect of traffic coming down this hill for what is over 1,000 years, 1,200 years, 1,300 years. This road was really busy. For some reason, after the 1600s, it stopped and it's largely disappeared. But it's good to be able to squint and try hard and see it. How's that for a bridge abutment? Absolutely massive. How incredible is that? Our road, which has been so faint and so difficult to trace, is suddenly re-emerging from the landscape with this ginormous bridge abutment that you can see here. Absolutely colossal. And interestingly, sort of what I suspect are later routes down each side, bypassing it when the bridge fell to pieces. It's impressive, isn't it? I wonder which side Charles II went. Did he go that side? Did he go that side? Because the really interesting thing, look at the size of the abutment here, and then there's another nice one over this side as well. Look at this. You know, clear bridge abutment there. But look how pathetic the watercourse is. It reminds me a little bit of that one we looked at in Shropshire last year. Now, when Charles II was passing by, this must have been broadly similar, mustn't it, to what we're looking at today. So I guess they just skipped over them on their horses. But back in Roman times, there was a need for something more significant, something I just don't really understand. It's quite confusing, isn't it? I'll let you have a little look at some drone footage. I think it's fascinating to look at that, and you can sort of see how the road, you know, got churned up and the routes sort of changed, things jumped around over the sort of centuries and centuries that this road was in use before, for whatever reason, it stopped. All right, that's my alarm. I'm going to have to call time on the video, I'm afraid. Bit of a problem for me because anybody that knows this area is going to work out that I had intended to cover off something else. It's a real quandary. I don't know what to do. We'll do a part two, my first ever two-parter. I will come back and do more here. There is lots more to see. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Now, because it's going to be a two-parter, do I need a cliffhanger or something? Oh no, I've fallen down this Roman bridge abutment and I'm dangling above the river. Ugh. Ugh. I don't know what to do.
And what about that Sainsbury's delivery? And remembering to say thank you to our members with details of how to join in the description down below.